Very good. Welcome, everyone. Here is Josh and Don will not be here tonight, so everybody's here. We'll start. Consideration for approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Don, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimous. Consent items, schools, it's David Christmas are not okay. 9.
Second.
Paul, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimous. Okay, 13A, airport lease bids, Joe.
We opened bids last week in regards to the airport lease for 2016 and 2017. Parcel 1 is at the new airport. It's the largest section. That was $300 an acre. The smaller parcel is $205. That also went to our Taylor. Garrett Marine was the high bid on the old airport at $295 an acre.
I think 2 years ago we were at 320 approximately. 2 years ago we were 311, and this time was 300, 285, and this year is 205, and 310 on the 40 acres is 295, so it's pretty close to what it was 2 years ago. So we need to ask your consideration to approve the high bids on all 3 parcels
So
on the 2-year contract. Don, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimous. 13B, resolution to allow MnDOT to acquire county land.
MnDOT is a private land along the fairgrounds, and the city has an easement, so the city must also approve the sale of that land. The county commissioners have already approved the sale.
This would be resolution form.
Explain to me a little bit about this.
They are acquiring land along the west side of, on 11th Street,
At the fairgrounds.
by the fairgrounds. Approximately 0.98 acres, more or less, of which 0.97 is already encumbered by an existing highway easement. So they are giving the county $11,650 to acquire the direct purchase of that property.
But they already have an easement for plus 1/100 of an acre more.
And that'll be for, when they go through with the highway improvements?
Yes.
They need that for their easements at the new highway for
Okay.
acquisition and easements.
So we'll dispense with the reading.
Aye.
Second. Dispense with reading.
Paul, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by show of hands. Opposed? Resolution passes 3-0 unanimous. 13C, electric department.
We would, we performed 2 interviews, one 3 weeks ago and one just a couple weeks ago. And Gary and Paul sat in on them and we decided to hire Kyle Blake from Alexandria.
That's step 1.
That's that one.
And that
Yes.
replaces
Lee Asplin.
that. So you're not creating a new position, you're just filling
filling in
an
this.
open one.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Need a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Don,
Second.
Paul, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried, thank you. 13D, purchase property in back of water department storage shed. If anybody been out to the water plant to the east, so we've been mowing 30 feet, Mark, approximately 30 feet by 400 to the river. Yeah, come on up here if you want. And when the survey was completed, it showed that there was 30 feet less that we've been having for the last 40, 50 years, whatever it is.
Since '84.
84?
Well, probably actually even before that, but
Okay. You gonna explain it further?
Okay, we decided to put up a storage shed out there east of the new water, or the old water plant. Through the, like Gary said, through the survey and stuff, we found out that where we thought it wasn't. Practically 30 feet farther east than what we thought it was. There's already an existing fence there. So when we built, we made sure that we were far enough away. But to make it, what do you want to say, with a direct line and put this back into where we thought it was, that's why we're trying to acquire that extra land. It'll also make it easier for us to get in back of the shed.
As well as we could put sand or gravel or rock or whatever it may be,
We could store
anything.
some items on that parcel of land too.
We negotiated with Randy Nessler for, and it's not 1 acre, it's about 27 hundredths of an acre, give or take. And the description if passed by the council, Steve will prepare a deed for the city to acquire. We negotiated $3,000 for price for that. So we asked for the council's consideration to approve that to where it should be, where it's always up, thought it was, or line, excuse me.
So moved.
Paul,
Second.
any further discussion? Anything you have there?
No.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 3-0 unanimous. Thank you, Mark.
As far as the building goes, that's pretty much enclosed now. We're working at insulating and putting up some sheeting, and we should be by next week starting to move all our equipment inside.
How far did you go up, 8 feet?
We went all the way to
Oh,
the ceiling.
Okay,
We're
good.
going all the way to the ceiling where it just dresses it up, and for the cost, it was very minimal.
Steel or glass wood, or what you put on it?
Steel,
Okay. White,
yes.
okay, thanks, Mark. E, resolution accepting a financial gift from the St. James Lions Club for trail equipment of $500 from the Lions Club. That would be in resolution form, excuse me.
Someone discuss with the reading.
Nine,
Second dispense with the reading.
Paul, any further discussion?
How many different areas are we planning?
Right now, we've got enough equipment donated for 2 different sites.
Yes.
Is this the project that the Eagle Scout
Yes.
elevated work on?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And where are they gonna be located, these two?
Where we decide to put it.
Okay, so we don't have a.
Not been determined yet.
We've got some suggested sites. It's gonna depend upon which pieces of equipment we purchase as to which site will be
Is
used.
it kind of along the trail? Is what
It'll be along the trail.
It's 2, but there potentially could be more, depending on.
I think we could go up to 5 or 6.
Alright, good. Okay, very good. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by show of hand. Opposed? Resolution passes 3-0 unanimous. Ask me contract bill, handout.
We're requesting to approve the AFSCME contract with the following changes from this year's contract. It would be a contract for 2 years, 16 and 17. It increases the earned sick leave severance pay from 1/2 of 480 hours to 1/2 of 500 hours. Increases the safety boots or shoes from $120 per year to $150. Eliminates the clothing allowance of $600 a year and adds 30 cents an hour to the base wage for each employee. The union has accepted the 9-step pay system, which we have in place for the non-union members, and a 2% increase in wages for 16 and a 2.5% wage increase for 17.
30 cents is a wash from the $600, so it's just an even trade. That's recommended by the personnel committee to the council for their consideration.
So moved.
Paul,
Second.
Lonnie, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 3-0 unanimous. Joint resolution for early annexation, Joe.
This is cleaning up a plat located next to what we call the Cunningham property, and including the Cunningham property west of Sixth Avenue South. It would also now include Don's Tire Building. There are 2 lots west of Don's Tire Building that are owned by Cunningham's at the present time. And also all of the land that was donated to the city 5 years ago or 6 years ago from Mark Cunningham.
We already tore that old building down. After the roof caved in. This is in the resolution form. Right?
Yes.
So move dispense with the reading.
All,
Second dispense of the reading?
any further discussion? Not all in favor, signify by show of hands. Opposed, resolution passes 3-0 unanimous. Steve, Joe, coffee hour yesterday, 12 people present, we're picking up again, we switched back from McDonald's back to here, we're getting more folks. Who supplied the coffee, Linda?
I did.
Oh, okay, it wasn't from anyone else, okay, and fresh cookies, compliments of Linda, 12 residents. Residents are still having problems hearing the council meeting, the speakers are not near the microphone meeting, so we're asking everybody when to come up and speak to come to the microphone so everybody can hear. And, all of us need to get a little closer to it, because we have the same concern about the last, 6 months. Make sure your recycling tote and garbage covers are closed, when they're out for pickup, because the wind blows them a lot around. Crosswalks need to be painted annually downtown. We promised we were gonna look into it, but we didn't get it done this year because of because of all of the other stuff that we took on, but we will address that. Library parking lanes will be painted, additional handicap sign will be installed. The old hospital demolition project request is out for proposals. Think how long it goes to, the end of December or something?
Middle of December.
We talked about, financial assistance for businesses for downtown to fix up their building. Our compost site is closed for the season. Had 2 or 3 compliments on the water tower, actually yesterday and also through the last week, and I don't know if anybody else has gotten any compliments, I've got like a half a dozen.
Lots,
Yeah.
lots.
All of them very, complimentary to none. 6th Avenue South, we changed colors a couple times.
Kind of.
6th Avenue South also had some compliments on 6th Avenue South. Okay, today Joe and I and Ray and Shannon Sweeney and Owen Todd from Bolton Lake, Shannon Sweeney, our bond consultant. We testified, we were at the Mankato at 1:30 and we testified, it was 4:30, I think, by the time we got up to testify at the Taylor Center for the Senate committee hearing for the Highway 4 project and for our storm sewer from the lake all the way over to the fire hall. I think we were overall generally pretty accepted and what was I looking for? What we were asking for, I thought was a need. It wasn't a want that some of the communities were there wanting. It was a need, specifically need. Shannon did a good job as we explained. The project is $10 million, and we are asking to put in the bonding bill $3 million of it. So we're accepting responsibility for a majority of it. It's obviously a wait and see what happens. We will also probably, I'm guessing we will testify to the House rep sometimes, House committee, but sometime in the future, the next 60 days probably.
No, it'll be after the session opens.
Okay, so it'll be further out. And we just went through what our population is here. I'll give you a short version. And our median income, $43,600. That's 15% below the poverty level for St. James. This project affects 52 businesses, 191 residents. And we went over the how old some of our infrastructure is at 100 years old. We got inflow and infiltration in it, and that the sanitary sewers, the old clay tile, yep. And we appreciate any help that they would give us, thanked them for their time. Julie Rosen, it was a Senate hearing, however, Representative Tony Cornish and Bob Gunther both were there, which was nice, even though they're representatives, not the Senate, but they were there to see how this is going to come out, so we need to thank Tony Cornish and Bob Gunther for being there, as well as Julie Rosen, who's done this awesome job. She's on the finance and the bonding committee, just done a superb job, very supportive of us, so thank you to all of them. So you'll have more reports coming as we go to our next hearing. Mark? Great. Well, thanks again, Ray, for coming. We didn't get back till 5:30 or something, but Mark?
Again, it's,
If I gotta go.
Just think it might be a few minutes.
again, this is the time of the year when it's starting to get cold out. Knowing this, what's coming, I think everybody should be checking, make sure everything is insulated in their house, make sure we don't have any freezing or any other occurrences.
Like the middle of winter, like a frozen meter or something?
Frozen meter, frozen pipes, something to that extent. Just check your house and make sure it's nice and toasty.
Very good. Thanks, Mark. Heather? Mark?
I'm sure they wanna hear this.
Yep.
Okay, The Hunger Games is our movie this weekend. We have The Mockingjay Part 2, which is rated PG-13. And on Thursday night, we have an opening night special performance. And tickets can be bought at the ticket box office ahead of time for that. And the movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes long. I'm sure you all wanna come.
Thank you, Linda.
You do.
Amanda? Motion from someone to adjourn. Paul and Nani, thanks everyone for attending, have a great night.